Okay, so today we're going to go over lab 3. The basic idea here is that you're going to do some simple input and output. You're going to do it twice, once with the console and once with the dialogues. Okay. You're going to do a simple tax calculator. Does everybody know how taxes work? When you pay taxes? You guys ever file taxes? Okay, so let me explain how this works. So your first $9,000 that you earn, you pay 10%. Then the dollar above that, you would pay 15%. That makes sense? So $9,276, you pay 15% on that. First $9,000, roughly, you only pay 10%. So for the money in this bracket, you pay 15%. The money in this bracket, you pay 25%. So it's not like a common misconception is that, well, I earn $9,000, so I pay 25% on the entire amount, the entire income. It's not like that. Okay? So that's a little tricky part here, is that you have a lot of boundaries. And you got to do this calculation on this tax calculator. And if you make over $415,000, well, then you're probably a politician somewhere. You don't pay tax on that stuff. That's in the pocket. So, joke. Katie got it. Those are the best kind of jokes, right? The ones that no one laughs. Yeah. It gets you on TV all the time. So you give them some examples here. You give them some examples of the calculation, which I gave you the gist of it. Now, this is a sample console input, but I want you to do this console input exactly. Okay? I want your console input to look exactly like this. And the reason is that if I decide to script my grading, I want my scripts not to break. If everybody writes it differently, then my scripts won't work appropriately. Okay? So I want your console input to look exactly like this. And this will be the case for every lab. Your input and output should look exactly like it shows on the lab. But the input's real simple. You identify whether you're a single filer or a married filer, and that'll tell you which tax tables to use. You enter your income, and then it tells you your taxes. Kind of neat. This is like your own little version of H&R Block. You don't get all the deductions and workarounds and the double Dutch Irish things like Apple does. What's that called? They do where they set up in Ireland and sell their IP. Yeah, right. We don't get to do that stuff because we're below that 400,000 mark. See. And now, how I want you to submit it. I'm going to give you a link with the upload form. It won't be on Blackboard. But I haven't written it yet. So once I do, then I'll share it via email. The link to submit. Maybe I'll also put it on the syllabus. It'll be due Monday night at midnight, because I will grade on Tuesday. I plan to grade on Tuesday. Some key things to look at. I want you to be thinking about writing clean code. So I want you to try to organize your code with white space. I want you to use good variable names. I want you to use comments appropriately. Like if you put your algorithm and there's comments, that's fine. But don't go back and put a bunch of comments you've already written. And then I'm going to look at, did you meet the requirements? You will do a console of the GUI version of this and just use the same text in the prompts and the dialogues. I would also encourage you that even though you have two different GUIs, to try to reduce and reuse as much code as possible. Since the calculations are the same, but just the GUIs are different, you may be inclined to just try to copy and paste the two different programs. I would encourage you to maybe write methods like we've seen, some similar demos of methods, to collect your code in so you can reuse it for the different interfaces. Katie's looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
And that's okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Because I know I'm teasing you. But this is actually ahead of the content that we'll be covering later in the quarter. I just want you to be thinking about it now. So if you don't, that's fine, Colin. If you can, that's great, because you're pre-thinking about some course content later on. Okay? John, any questions? Sabrina? Any questions?
Are we ever going to be required to use comments?
Yes. No. You're going to be required to comment everything that's public. Because we don't know what public is yet. You'll also be required to put a file header in comments at the beginning of the file. Okay. If there's no questions, I'll be here to help anybody who needs help.